Good evening and welcome to Pigskin Chronicles. There's only a handful of players that can say they played in the NFL. And tonight, we've got 3 of them right here on one show. And we're going to talk some football. So let's get right to it. First, he played his college ball at USC. He had a nice 7-year run in the NFL with the Rams, the Vikings, the Bucks, and the Chargers. And in 1989, he was named as the NFL Special Teams Player of the Year, Sam Anno.
Thank you, Larry.
Next up, he played his college ball at the University of Georgia. He was the 7th player chosen in the first round of the 1989 NFL Draft. He played in the early 90s with the Steelers and with the Chicago Bears. The Worley Bird, Tim Worley.
Hey, Larry, how you doing?
And last but certainly not least, he played his college ball at USC. He played in the NFL with the Chargers and Raiders, in the CFL with Edmonton and Ottawa, in the Arena League with Arizona, and he even coached in NFL Europe with Barcelona. My main man, Darrel Hopper.
What's up, Larry?
Hey, nice to see all you guys back here on Pigskin Chronicles.
Thank you.
Well, let's get right to it. One thing I'd like to know, 3 guys here in the NFL. Let me start with you, Sam. Mm-hmm. What influences did you have as a child growing up that drove you to play football?
I would say my father, you know, growing up, he played football at Cal. And I don't think he ever got as far as he would have liked to have gotten. So he kind of, he kind of pushed me into it more. You know, when you're growing up, like a lot of the guys here, you know, you end up playing all sports all year round, 2 or 3 leagues per sport. You know, at one park over here, one school over here, and you know, you're all over the place. And you know, I think football sometimes, depending, you know, after a while, you just kind of mold into the sport that you kind of think that maybe you have the best chance at. And then you get older, sometimes you think like, well, I wished I would have played this sport because maybe I could have gone farther in that sport. But, you know, I grew up here in Los Angeles, and I was a huge UCLA fan watching John Wooden. And I wanted to play basketball. But then I felt like, after a while, I knew I was not going to be tall enough, or, you know. So it was kind of a process of elimination. I thought, like, well, I'll be a tall football player, maybe, or a good-sized football player. But I don't want to be a short basketball player.
Didn't they say you were too small for football too?
In one instance, coming out of high school, I wanted to play tight end too, and other schools recruited me to play tight end, like UCLA did in Arizona. And I started looking at the rosters, and they're all like 6'5", 6'6", and I felt like I didn't want to be a short tight end, so I thought, like, maybe I'll be a good-sized linebacker, and that'll make me feel better about myself, you know?
Tim, what influences did you have that made you go toward football?
Well, I think my father was a pretty good athlete back in his time, and you know, back then in the South and on the East Coast, you know, that's all we had, which was sports. And I pretty much played football, baseball, track, basketball, and if it was up to me today, I probably would have stuck to baseball because you last longer. But you know, football was more, to me, it's very aggressive, and that's what I needed. You know what I mean? That I could do that on the field and go out there and just let all that aggression out to hit people. I used to love to hit people. You know.
All right.
So.
Next issue. I want to talk about this, guys, because I've had private conversations with some of you guys, but I want to go back to last year's Super Bowl. You know, New England, St. Louis. Okay, and Darrel, I think I've got a little streak running with you now. 5 Super Bowls in a row we've watched together.
Exactly.
You and I were both on the same side with New England, but let's talk about that Super Bowl for a little minute here, Darrel. What was your thoughts on that game going in, whatever?
Well, I felt that New England matched up better with the Rams than anybody else in the NFL. Number one, you had a head coach that's a defensive mind, okay, with Belichick. Number two, you had 2 aggressive corners. If you look at the Super Bowls in the past, if you got 2 aggressive corners, see, usually that team is going to be the winner.
Spoken like a true cornerback.
Well, yeah,
What position did you play, Darrel?
you know, I mean, and really, I mean, when you look at the matchups there, okay, you had those two aggressive corners when Ty Law and Otis, and then two with the Rams, the type of offense the Rams ran, you had Hassim come in at the flanker, but you had a guy who could run with Hassim, which is Darrel Buckley.
Right.
So they matched up perfect. Then you had Lawyer, the safety. You know, he can cover the wide receivers and tight ends. So if you look at the matchups that New England had, they matched up perfect with the Rams.
Yeah.
You know, and they played smart football. Number one, you know, the defensive ends, both of those guys, Willie McGinnis, and the other guys, Wilkerson, both of them are 6'6". So that made Kurt Warner throw his timing patterns off. Okay, he's a spot passer.
Didn't you feel it was like a victory for old school football? I'm talking to three old school players here.
Yeah.
And I really thought that was a victory for old school football. I think a lot of the NFL now has gotten to speed. I know Darrel and Tim, you guys are speed guys,
Right.
but you see so many receivers now, they don't go up for the ball, they don't catch the ball in their hands, they trap the ball, and New England just came out and smacked them right in the mouth.
Yeah, they did. I think that I was pulling for the underdog anyway, because St. Louis, you know, everybody was all, yeah, the Rams are going to blow the Patriots out and this and that, but you're right, man. New England was more aggressive that game, and I told everybody, I said, you watch, the Patriots going to kick their butts, man.
That's right.
You watch.
You know, talking about old school, did any of you watch the baseball All-Star game last night?
Oh man.
Did you see it, Sam?
I didn't see it, but I read the news, and that was good enough for me. I mean,
Spoken
come
like a
on.
football player.
You know, you have.
I mean, come on. I mean, you know, finish the game.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
I mean, the overtime games go till midnight, 1 o'clock. You know, they're still at Dodger Stadium till 1 in the morning,
Yeah.
and this one doesn't. I mean, why is this any different? Sounds
Yeah,
like
why
that
did
sounds
they-
like they're sending you know, a little bit of a message to, like, you know. I mean,
These are supposed to be the all-stars of Major League Baseball.
Right.
You know, why can't they put a position player in there to pitch?
Exactly.
any one of those players could have thrown the ball
Exactly.
over the plate, and they gave it an over maybe in an inning or two.
Right.
Yeah.
And now we're done. I mean, but that's just good. That's baseball.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true.
It's baseball.
Right. That is baseball.
That's probably why
They were like,
some of
no,
you guys love baseball.
they probably took like a vote in the inning, like, you know, they knew they want to pitch, and, you know, it's getting down the wire, and everybody was like, I ain't pitching. You know, and they're like, hey, let's call it, you know?
You know what? Plus, it's an all-star game, man. I mean, people paid. They want to see their favorite baseball players go out there and play and win. It's like the pitchers today, you know. Usually, I mean, back in the day, you could take a pitcher, and he would pitch all 9 innings if he was throwing right. Now you got guys that come in and pitch 5 innings, take them out, you know.
And they used to pitch every 4th game.
Exactly.
Now it's every 5.
Are you telling me at batting practice they don't have those guys go out there before and just throw it around, throw a little, you know, a little batting practice? You telling me some of those guys don't do that in the big league? You gotta be kidding me.
And now these guys are talking about maybe striking and holding out for more money, too.
Well, they should.
They're making 15,
You know,
20
they
million a
should.
year.
They should have every right to do it now.
Yeah.
God.
You know, I'm not knocking baseball, but, you know, it's different now. Even in the NFL, you can't even hit the quarterback no more, man.
Everything.
I mean, you're getting these guys are getting fined for good hits now. I mean, back in the day, I mean, you know, that's the way it was.
This brings up a whole other issue of money in sports. I mean,
Exactly.
here we go. You know, I mean,
Well,
whatever it is. But to me, once you cross that threshold of the, you know, 2 million, 3 million a year, you get like that. You don't get to be sick. You don't get to say, you know, me and my wife don't get along. You don't get to say, you know, hey, I'm just not up. My arms a little sore. I need some ice. I can't play. You don't get to do that anymore.
You better get in there.
You have to play now.
That's right.
And it's like you get no. I think the bigger the money gets, the less excuses you get.
That's
Well,
right.
you know, all of you guys have played hurt. Yeah.
We live in an age of Nintendo characters, you know.
Yeah.
We came up in an era where we played sports
Yeah.
every day, all day, 7 o'clock in the morning until the lights came on outside. Even then, try to sneak back outside and play.
Yeah.
These days, these kids are coming up, man, they spoil. You know, I mean, they spoil, man. I mean, they're not as tough as they used to be. And it's as simple as that, man. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's the truth. These
sure
kids
is.
these days, you look with the Nintendo babies, man. They sit inside, man, and play Nintendo all day long, and they go out there and wonder why they're not tough enough.
Is that why you
Wonder
left
what-
coaching, Hop?
I couldn't deal with it, man. I couldn't deal with it. These kids
Yeah.
these days, man. It's hard.
Nobody wants to play hurt, you know?
Yeah, nobody. I mean, they don't even want to. Nobody. They're not aggressive.
You're
They
coaching
act
some
like
high school
babies.
kids, aren't you, Sam?
Yeah, and I think, you know, there's a lot of good points raised here. You know, I think, I remember the first team I coached in high school, they, it was such a blasé atmosphere, you know, and they all had their Letterman jackets on, you know, and they all felt like, you know, I'm cool enough,
Right.
you know, right now.
These guys are raising their hand in the fourth quarter to come out of the
And
game.
I'm looking at you guys, I go, you guys won 3 games last year. You guys are everything but cool.
Right.
You know, if you really knew what you really are, like you guys, like you don't understand what people like say about you, like on the other side of town or over here, and you know what I mean. Like you lose track of that when you get in your own microcosm, you know. And it took a lot of yelling, screaming, bantering, and a lot of
To motivate them.
candor to really motivate these kids because they don't really get it. Now, some schools get it because maybe they have 100 players and everybody wants to go to their schools, like some big public schools or private schools, you know, and they have to get it.
Do you think, speaking about motivating players as a coach, do you think John Gruden is going to be able to motivate that Tampa Bay team and get them over the hump?
I've talked to some people down there in Tampa, and they're really still reeling about Dungy. You know, they're still kind of like, they're not too happy about the way that whole thing
You
went
got friends
down.
on that squad, or?
Yeah, they're just people in the town. Like my good friend of mine, he worked for Tony. She worked for Tony Dungy.
Okay.
You know, she worked for. She was his assistant.
Okay.
And you know, just the word around town there is that. But I mean, I think Gruden's a great coach on the other side. So I mean, he's tried and true. I think he's going to do pretty well.
You know, for the last several years, you know,
They've done
Hop,
better.
you've been singing that Tampa Bay bandwagon song for the last several
Man.
years, and I keep telling you, you're out of your mind. Are you going to be singing that song again
You
this
know,
year?
I have to because for one, the defensive structure is still going to be the same. You know, they still got their interior. You know, they still have Lynch back there at safety. Now, Gruden, even though he seems like a defensive coach because he looks like what's the
Chucky.
little Chucky,
Chucky.
you know? I mean, he seems like a defensive coach, but he's actually an offensive genius. So, and what Tampa Bay needs some offense.
Yeah.
Their offense has just basically sucked the last 3 or 4 years. I mean,
Well, you still think they got a quarterback who's going to get the ball to these receivers this year?
well, see, that's
Who was
what-
Is that Brad
I'm
Johnson?
saying I don't think they.
Johnson's not the answer.
Brad,
I don't think he's.
I mean, you know, I mean, I like what's his name better.
Yeah.
Who? Rob Johnson?
Tulane. I don't like Rob. I mean, even though he's from USC, but I don't think he's going to get it done.
Well, he
You
doesn't
know.
have the mobility to get
But
away,
like,
and he gets hurt all the
a
time.
perfect example. Like one of the guys,
Wait, is Rob down in Tampa Bay now?
he just
Rob
got
is at
traded
Tampa
down
Bay.
there. One of the guys I know is receiver. I can't remember his name. I talked to
Keyshawn?
him. No.
McCardle?
But they were
Emmanuel
they were
Lewis?
telling me.
Keenan McCarthy.
I don't know every single roster person. Okay,
Well, they just lost the one kid to.
everybody naming all the Hall of Fame people too. I don't know.
They just lost the one kid to the Redskins. The one receiver out of Florida. What was his name?
Oh, Ike Hilliard? Well, no,
No, what was his name?
what's that cat?
They
Spurrier guy.
say their timing is not good. All the quarterbacks they're not really there.
Well, I don't think they have a quarterback that can get the ball to Keyshawn.
Somebody's got to be there.
I think
Yeah.
if
Somebody's got to be there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like he's our gun. Maybe we don't have 2 and 3, but
I
one
think-
will get it done.
I think you know if there's gonna be an answer, I mean I'd rather have Rob in there than
Brad?
Johnson. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
but
rather
Johnson
have
and
Rob
Johnson
than Brad.
brothers, great.
You know,
Can he get through a whole
Hey.
season? Here's another team I want to talk about real quickly. The Vikings. Dennis Green is out. Mike Tice, I know he's a friend of yours, Darrel, is in there now.
Yeah.
Mr. Moss doesn't have Carter on the other side.
Well, you know-
I think they're going down this year.
You know what? I think Carter could have been a hindrance, man. I think he's a great leader, probably the best hands ever playing the game. You know, no doubt about it, he's a competitor. But when you look at a talent like Randy Moss, now, if Minnesota's smart, you get you a speed receiver on this side over here. I mean, Randy could go 1-on-2. Just throw the ball up there. The boy's talented, period. He's 6'6", got a 50-something inch vertical. Man, double coverage, I still throw him the ball. We got to go deep 20, 30 times.
Yeah.
But get somebody else over there that could be a threat. So maybe that safety won't cheat. You might get a little bit more one-on-one, but they'll be all right.
Yeah.
They'll be all right. They'll get a good running back in there. And Dennis Green, to me, I think Dennis was a little burnt.
Yeah. I think Minnesota, it wasn't their offense, it's their defense, man, because for years now, Minnesota, they relied on speed on defense. A lot of their guys aren't that big.
Right.
You know, their defensive line, they're not big at all.
Yeah.
And some of those guys, you know, you get those big linemen, like the guys from the Steelers or whatever, come in, they pound those guys, man.
Good point. Yeah.
You know,
That's
but they relied on speed a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
It's too bad, too, because the Vikings always have, you know, I mean, when I played for Minnesota, you know, we were a great team, you know, with Millard and Dolman and Studwell and, you know, Anthony Carter and, you know, Hassan Jones and Gannon was a rookie. You know, there was like a really good team there, but to see them, they have gone downhill.
Yeah.
They really have.
I think they're going to be hurting this year.
I think so, too.
Well,
I think they'll play tough ball, but I think Darrel's still mad at Chris Carter when he was at Ohio State in the Rose Bowl, and Darrel got...
Come on, man.
I knew there had to be a
No.
reason why Carter,
No.
we were not on his
I'm just
bandwagon.
kidding.
No, see, he's just
I'm just
kidding,
kidding. You know, I just
told everybody.
I know
it's just funny when he said that. Daddy did go to Ohio State. We played him in the Rose Bowl, and we did beat them in the Rose Bowl.
Indeed.
That's true.
Maybe they need to take the Vikings back outside, let them play outside.
But you know what? I've been
They've
in
been saying that for years. When I was there, they were like, I mean, everybody in town talks like, oh, the old Matt. You know, they get like teary, star-eyed. You know, and I'm like, you know.
What do you guys think about New England? Can they come back and repeat? Bledsoe's out of there now. Brady, it's all his for sure now.
Well, they lost a few guys. I mean, you can never really say. The defense, the structure is still there. The defense is still gonna be there. They're gonna be tough. Belichick is gonna make sure the defense is gonna be tough. Offensively, I don't know if they lost anybody to free agency.
Well, Glenn is gone. He was gone, of course, even before the Super Bowl. But
You know who I'm actually looking for. Dallas got a strong secondary. I mean, teams with me with strong secondaries. I mean, I'm not being prejudiced because I played the secondary, but
Yeah,
teams.
you are.
Well, okay. I mean, you got what's the rookie that came in from Oklahoma? Williams.
Yeah.
You got
Williams.
you still have Woodson as strong. You got your boy what's my boy in the corner? They came from Westbrook. Michael Westbrook, thank you. Michael Westbrook, and they got another rookie who's pretty good. That secondary, when you think about it, that secondary with Woodson and your boy Williams.
Emmett's not still there, is he?
Emmett's
coming back?
He's still there.
Dallas is going to be strong, man.
Emmett's still there.
That's amazing.
He's
he
chasing Peyton,
Still
probably.
rolling.
Yeah, he's slow as molasses too, but he gets it done. He gets it done, man. He got some powerful legs,
Does got
man.
power.
Yeah.
You know, Emmett's best 40 probably is a 4.6, but he gets it done, man.
Great
Yeah.
balance.
Tough,
Yeah,
tough,
good balance.
Balance, man. He's
You can't take him down one-on-one.
right.
You
Just
can't.
let him legs, man.
Yeah.
Just,
I was, you know, I think I was really impressed with, you know, like when we were talking about New England last year. You know, the biggest thing I thought was really neat there was how that team, when every now and then when one team gets all the shaft the whole week, you know, and the other team kind of lays back in the in the woods and just kicks back, and they come out with just this barrage, you know, and they didn't come out with their timing was beautiful. Like when they all came out together, and you remember at the beginning of the
definitely.
game, it's like they have the state. You could just see like they were doing all the right moves all week long. They didn't like all of a sudden one guy's out with a girl all night, you know.
Hey, wait
He's
a
the
minute
team
now.
chaplain, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't have everything was like going beautifully. And
Sam,
like,
you gotta look who you're sitting between, Sam.
well, you know,
I'm flanked by beauty.
for some of us during that time, you know, that was just a necessity.
But I mean, like in the big game, you know, like in the big game, there's always something happens to somebody. You ever notice that? You know, like it's this guy, or it's this guy, or it's this guy, or something happens.
Well, you know who Darrel's partner was growing up, right? Tell him, Darrel.
Come on, man.
Stanley
Real.
Wilson.
Oh, we were all friends. I mean, come on. You know,
No,
it's not a
but
big
Stanley's
deal.
your boy.
I agree. I grew up, me and Stanley, we grew up playing, you know, in the street together.
And I admire and I love Stanley more than anything. I'm not, you know, I'm just
But
saying.
yeah,
things happen a little bit here and there.
Things do happen.
I was
mean,
always
actually,
in.
that's-
I
that
made
was Super
curfew
Bowl.
all
I
the
mean,
time.
You know, God bless him. But yeah, I mean, things do happen though. I mean,
doesn't take away from what he was and what the player he was.
Exactly.
You know, but I'm just saying,
Exactly.
there's always like a little bit of a twist in
Yes.
Super Bowl week. And you know what I mean? And that twist tends
You know
to
what?
like bring a team down.
God, you know, you're exactly right. come to think of it, because remember our boy down in Atlanta?
Yeah.
With Eugene?
Eugene.
You know,
oh, yeah.
And I know Eugene.
And you know what? Me and Eugene came in together. We were both
What were you
rookies
gonna
up
say,
in
Tim?
Seattle.
No, I mean that was just weird how that happened, man. It's like
The timing.
yeah, the
1 minute
timing.
you're here,
Yeah.
1 minute you're over
It's
here.
like they did it on purpose almost. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
you
they're
know,
trying
And of all guys, too.
Yeah.
Because
Of all
he
guys.
was pretty straight up.
yeah,
He got
yeah.
man of the year.
And this is not judgment.
He was
No.
at all here.
This is the wrong group to be judging, so I know it's not. Including myself.
We're talking about you too, or what? I mean, like, listen to you over there on your horse.
You got a few stories.
Listen, I made my mistakes too. You know, I know that. Hey, listen, we're getting a signal here. We got a couple minutes. Real quickly, if there's one thing about the NFL today that you're not crazy about, what is it? Short answer, Tim.
It's politics. Politically.
As far as who plays, who gets the money, what?
Exactly. Yeah.
Sam, one thing about the NFL you're not crazy about.
I believe they deserve their salaries, what they get, and it's more than I made when I was there. So I'm, like, the animosity is unfair, because I always believed that you should get a lot of money when you're playing, football more than other sports, because of the collision aspect. But I don't believe in, like, not, you have to clutch up and play. If you're gonna make the big money,
That's it.
make the big day.
Okay, Hop, if there's one thing.
I agree. I agree with both of these guys right here. And also, too, I think the referees may need to back down a little bit. These guys, they're taking away the aggressiveness. Like the defense, the defensive backs, they can't even separate the man from the ball. Every time they hit somebody, it's like this head-on collision. They led with his helmet, and all those rules, they just stop.
That's a great point. Great point.
They breaking football down. That's
Great
football.
point.
I mean, how many injuries, serious injuries, have you seen in all the years?
Right.
How many has it been? If you count the
Not
injuries,
that many.
Not that many. Based on the amount of collisions that we have over a season. I mean, shit. Referees back down a little.
Hey guys, listen, it's been a ball. We're getting the sign. We got to wrap. Thanks for being here, Sharon, you guys. Hope we get a chance to do it again. If tonight's show showed us anything, it's that you can take the players out of football, but you can't take the football out of the players. If you're still playing the game at any level, cherish it, because it doesn't last forever. Peace, love, and all good things.
Cheers.